what, but there's a lot of dropouts. I'm missing you.
Yeah, it sucks. Dicks.
All right, we are live. Live.
Hi, friends.
Hello, beautiful people.
It's early, and it is the opposite of a boat sank, a rocket launched. And we're going to be here with you to do it. All
Well,
right, I'm going to try one more time to get my other streaming solution so I don't have to deal with this particular streaming solution. So
all
it
right.
might fart off real
And I'm
quick.
just going to keep on clicking call Andrew Main. And hopefully we'll have Andrew Main join us at super early. Let's do. I shall text him. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, we're live. Calling you. Ooh, this is early. I'll just wait for Justin to call me back, and I will hang out with you guys. In the meantime, I woke up so early that I couldn't sleep because I knew that I had to be up so early. So, like, I woke up at like, I don't know, 4:45 or something. And so I ran this morning. Oops, I should have hit the video button. Turn on video. Sorry, could you send me video? I forgot to. There you go. There you go.
All right. Yeah, we should be
You're looking
just a
good.
little bit better.
No responses from Andrew Main to texts
Ladies
or
and gentlemen, Orion, what can be said about it that hasn't already?
it's a spaceship.
It's a rocket
It's
on. Uh, all right, I'm getting from the Telegraph's live blog this the launch will now be delayed from the original time of 12:05, says the Delta 4 launch director. We don't have a time on when it will be delayed to.
so
The latest from NASA suggests that there will be delays as they try to remove a boat from the launch area. Hey,
a
way to
boat tank.
screw it up, Captain. You a bunch of assholes. Captain
Yeah.
Morgan. I screwed up the Orion launch.
Oh, I've done it.
Your mom's a Mars bound planetoid. Orion is currently a no-go due to range issues. There's a boat in the launch area. Teams are working to remove the boat from the area. Wow. Hey, it's, what a pile of asses these people are.
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan.
You did it again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Next thing you know, you're out on a boat, and you've had a bit of an evening, and you drifted to NASA territory, and now all of a sudden I'm a bad
And
guy.
then all the space nerds, they shout at you.
We are being told now. We have let you guys know that we are going to be bringing you information from the front lines of this, the Orion launch, and we are now being told that Andrew cannot get data from where he
Oh,
is.
wait, hold on. Yeah. Maybe. We are connecting, theoretically, to one Andrew Main.
No,
Yup. Andrew Main, are you there? No. Boo, 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 boo. Should we just call him on... What if I were to FaceTime him?
I think that's still data, right?
Hey, buddy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, do you want to try just for grins, like just doing FaceTiming, and I can point the camera at the phone? FaceTime? All right, here, I'll do that right now. Boop, boop, boop. Maybe.
We are being told now that launch is now at 12:17. So 11 minutes from now.
They'll have that boat.
I was on a boat with Brian Dennehy and the Chiquita Banana Lady.
Is there a live feed out there somewhere, maybe?
Yeah. I just went to the Telegraph. The Telegraph's got a live feed.
Okay.
I just Googled Orion launch and found the Telegraph, which has a live blog and a live feed.
What? I'm trying to... Sorry, Telegraph, UK.
I just Googled Orion launch,
okay.
And it was the number one thing. The number one stunner. What? Let's go back to our exclusive interview.
On, oh, wait. Getting something? Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll just have you audio only.
You know, you're trying to launch a rocket, and next thing you know, you're doing rum runners with the ghost of Henry Flagler.
Henry Flagler? Who's that?
Henry Flagler, not the famous Florida pioneer Henry Flagler, but rather my buddy Hank, who likes flags.
And he
loves them.
He likes
you can't get enough of them, Ryan.
Likes him so much that he named himself after flags.
Oh, he did. Boy, he came up with he stumbles into my cabin and he says, "Hey, Captain, my name is Henry Flagler." And I said, "What, fucking like the guy?" And he said, "No, what, like these flags I made." And they were so beautiful, made of silks and canvas and paper.
Here, I'm just gonna call Andrew Main. Call Andrew Main.
One was so adorable. It was made of flesh and teeth.
And broken.
And I just said, "Henry, that's a baby. That you can't call that a flag. Don't put it up." He said, "Too late. It had been up since dawn." Anyway, I delayed the Orion launch. I'm Captain Morgan. We should be T-minus 1 minute.
Hey, Andrew, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, yeah, we actually have, we probably don't need video because the Telegraph has a live launch feed.
Yeah.
And we've got you by phone, so I think we're good now. I'm going to go ahead and click record. Should I record this audio or...
Yeah, do quick, because it is about to launch.
Video. I mean, we're record everything.
Okay, all right. Recording now. Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. This is the
Hey,
Weird
guys,
Things
we're 5
launch
minutes,
special.
49 seconds away from the launch right now. Last time we did this, Justin and I were watching on our Rosette. We were listening in on NASA TV, which had like a 2-minute delay. So it was a delightful surprise as the rocket launched as we're doing a countdown from 120 seconds out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So you are going to let us know that this thing launched before we see it on the live feed. What is the mood down there at old Cape Canaveral?
What is the mood here? Guys, what's the mood here? Are we excited? Nothing. Pretty flat. Pretty flat. Extreme, dead. No, it's been exciting. NASA Social's been a great program. We've had a lot of fun out here. Yesterday, we got to see a bunch of speakers. Even the director of NASA, Bolden, came out. He called this a technical term. NASA used a lot of jargon. There's like the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, and we found that this launch qualifies as a VFD. So they're
that's
super
good.
excited about this. This is looked at. This is the pathway back to getting man into space. Out of Earth, more specifically outside of Earth orbit. You know, we have the Soyuz and we have the crew capsule programs between SpaceX and Boeing, which are exciting to go near Earth orbit, but for low Earth orbit. What's exciting about this is this capsule, what we're watching today, on top of a heavier booster, will be able to take things beyond Earth orbit, lunar trajectories, Martian trajectories, even Europa, if you had enough time and patience. So that's the excitement level there.
That is super awesome. Brian, there's apparently a direct NASA feed, although I think that's probably what the Telegraph is rebroadcasting.
Okay, but maybe we can get a little bit less lag. So let me copy that selected link.
Yeah, because the Telegraph just farted.
We'll go for launch, I think. 3 minutes.
All right, we are getting from the Telegraph that the launch director has given the all clear. The Orion will be off in 5 minutes. That was a minute ago, so we are now 4 minutes to launch based on the current trajectory.
Like 3:45 here,
dude.
So we're in a. You guys see how far away we are from the launch site? Not that far, like 2 miles. No.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tweet out.
Safe distance away. I've got my plan as far as sweeping over the yellow rope and diving into the water.
That's a good move. Yeah, apparently there was a boat just honking off around Cape Canaveral, and they had to delay it.
Yeah, no, they had a delay because they have, Billy Bob decided to go fishing.
Your mom decided.
There's nobody
to go
out here.
fishing.
This is the best fishing I can imagine. Yeah.
Let me see if we're live on Diamond Club TV. I just don't know where to tweet for people to go.
Yeah, we're not allowed to move our vehicles right now, which is good because we parked 10 miles away.
All right, cool.
So what's great about here, where we're standing on this causeway, we can see all of the launch pads. I can see the vehicle assembly building where they put together the Saturn V's, the space shuttles to my left. Way on the distance of SpaceX launch pads.
We are live, Brian.
Launch ones.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Right on. You know what? Here, you guys keep it afloat. I'm going to go wake my daughter up and see if she wants to watch this.
Yes. Better get her accustomed with the vehicle she may be flying one day.
Andrew, you have been down there for a day now. I have seen more coverage on this rocket launch than I can really remember for something. It really seems that the NASA Social program has done its job in spades. How many other people are down there with that program?
So, I mean, with NASA Social, had about 150 people here, but I mean, this causeway is filled. Now, getting in here, you couldn't get a hotel room. I mean, this is since the last shuttle launch, this is the biggest event for NASA, and everybody here. It's a very, very forward-looking program. This is a program that you look at the longevity of NASA's the space shuttle program. How that's something that started in 1981 with the first takeoff, and then finally 3 years ago with the final. That lasted that long, and they're looking at something like this. This platform is going to be their platform for several decades, and so I think that sort of excitement's been picked up.
Now, this rocket looks different, certainly different than the SpaceX rockets. Can you explain? It looks amazing. It looks.
It's actually the test of the Orion capsule on top. The rocket itself, this for testing this, is a Delta Heavy rocket, which is used for doing military payloads and satellite payloads into low Earth orbit. And so basically what we're looking at here is a rocket platform that's used a lot. But what this is a test of is the capsule on top, which is the crew capsule. Later on, what they're doing is they're going to use a program, maybe the SLS program, which is a much heavier booster to be able to take this thing further and further out beyond. What they're going to do with this is the capsule on top. It's going to go into, I think actually 3,000 miles. So it's going to go out into orbit, do 2 orbits, and then do a splashdown, hopefully in San Diego.
Now, are they for the splashdown? Are they going to try to actually land it? Because the Orion capsule, man, I guess it is. It's just a capsule, so it'll just deploy parachutes and land in the water.
Yeah, it's going to do parachutes near a couple hundred miles away from San Diego, and they're going to do a full recovery on it. So this is a test of launch and having it go back through reentry, and with a pretty high velocity too, and to see how things pan out. They've been doing tons of drop tests and stuff on the capsule out of the back of planes. Now is a test to finally find out how this thing handles really going into space.
I want you to know that I've awakened Penelope and my 10-year-old daughter. Here, say hello in the mic.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Do you have any questions, Penelope, about what we're watching and what makes it special?
Well, no, you already explained it. It's the one that's going to Mars, right? It's really exciting.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's not actually going to Mars. This is the one that they can send to Mars, but that they're testing. Right.
So for those of you who have been meticulously counting the seconds and you're like, wait a minute, you're frauds. You gave us a launch time that you said was a go, and then it's not happening. Apparently, ground winds have added a slight delay, but we are go for launch.
All right, I'm going to call back. Looks like we dropped Andrew Main. For those of you guys just joining us, Andrew Main live on the scene at Cape Canaveral, just shy.
Hey, this is Andrew. Leave a message, and I'll get back to you.
And also apparently not taking my phone calls now. So at the very least, we'll be able to watch from NASA's feed. In fact, let me get a little audio from them.
NASA does say that this should not be a showstopper.
The winds?
Meaning that I guess it's not going to stop the show. Not that it's not going to be the finale or big high point of a show. Thanks for getting your showbiz terminology correct, NASA.
That's hilarious. Yeah, showstopper is a good thing, guys.
Yeah, no, it should be a showstopper. I mean, you're launching a rocket into space, you jerks. That's a big deal.
What do you plan to follow it up with? Come on.
Don't trust Andrew.
It's a very, very, very good point by you, Ped.
LD on 1. Yes, LD. We had an abort due to a wind gust. And with that, the prop securing is ready to proceed with the at any point at this time for a new T0 coordination.
Roger, we're standing by. I'll get back to you shortly.
Roger that.
Once again, all systems are in a safe condition. As you heard, the abort was caused by a wind gust that exceeded the limit, as was possibly forecast by Kathy Winters. Mission managers are in the process right now of determining a new launch time.
It's a wind gust that took things to the limit, walked along the razor's edge. So now we wait, and this is the process of watching these launches.
Turn to recycle. Got a red.
Hello.
Hey, Andrew. We heard that there's a wind gust that shut everything. Did the wind blow you off the line with us? Is that what happened?
The wind blew us over. It blew the EMF out of the air, actually.
Which is a derived parameter. We have known issues.
Apparently, they have to worry about these things because apparently launching rockets is hard.
Yeah, it's not podcasting.
I don't
No.
trust you.
So just so you understand, we're just as clueless out here as you guys watching have more information than we do. We're watching the rocket. We'll know for sure if it launches. Now, what was interesting is Justin and I watched a launch once with the SpaceX, and we actually saw them light the first stage, and it was an ignition, and then they powered it down. which you can't do with, rockets that use solid rocket boosters and then have them restart and relight them like a day later, which they did on that SpaceX launch, which was really, really cool.
Wow, that's amazing. What was fundamentally different about that rocket that gave them that capability? It was liquid fuel. They could just shut it off?
Well, part of the building, the brilliance of the design of the SpaceX rocket is to make them cycle real quickly so they can take it and then they can take the fuel out of the tanks and then reload them within a rapidly, that was built into it. That was sort of built into the idea was to be able to have it, be able to do that. Where the rockets we see, I don't think there's the capability on the pad here to be able to recycle something like a Delta, which is a liquid fueled rocket. The central stage is. I think the sides are liquid fueled too.
All right, so, and I guess what we're seeing, wait, so all three of these are liquid rockets?
Yeah, so this is the Delta IV Heavy, which has launched several times before, different kinds of payloads. And so, again, this is a test of the capsule. The actual rocket configuration they're going to use will be the SLS or, something else. Potentially, they talked a bit about flexibility, which could suggest that, like a Falcon Heavy, if that launches, wouldn't be able to take this, I think, beyond Earth orbit, but like a Falcon Double Heavy or Falcon Heavy Double X or whatever they're speculating they might do, could probably do that with multiple core stages.
Can you give us a sense of how big inside? Because obviously, if it's meant to go as far, as Mars, it's got to be a fairly large capsule. Like, how big is it on the inside?
So this is you could put 7 people inside of this capsule. You could probably put 4 people in there with a little bit of space inside of there. And if you look up Wikipedia, you can see the different, what they consider the different areas. So it can have a trunk below it that has pressurized space that they can use for storage and stuff that would not do reentry with it because it's below the heat shield. So there's, it's modular, which is really good. The idea that this is a rocket being launched on top of a Delta, which then means it's going to be mounted on top of, the SLS, or it can be mounted on top of something else, which is part of the key thing here. But the idea was to have a large enough crew compartment to be able to send something to a lunar orbit, or to do, say, an asteroid intercept. There are plenty of near-Earth objects that you could do that, or Trojans that you could sort of intercept with something like that. But the next big test, passing this is going to be, of course, building the bigger launch platform to send this thing into space, because with this rocket here will not get it beyond Earth orbit.
Yeah, it's a big one. Although if we're thinking in terms of Penelope, you're live on the air. You can't just shout random things.
Well, it's worked for you and Justin for years.
Yeah,
it's a fair point.
It does look a lot like the Dragon capsule. But, man, that seems like that would be awfully cramped for that long of a journey. But
well, Brian, it's not a stay at the Four Seasons, that's for sure.
But, I know.
But I took some photos of, you go back and you look at, let's say, like a Gemini capsule, and you look at the size of that thing. That is a seat with control panels all around you, and that is it. That is a very, very small fit. And then you look at the evolution of those capsules to the size that they're at now. And, another thing, too, is that we think, we often forget when we look at these capsules is you walk in them or you sit them and you see this is what it's like. But when you're in zero G, it's a totally different environment.
Right.
And it's hard to test for that, too, because if you do underwater testing, you have to have bulky scuba apparatus, whatever like that. And that's going to be, eventually a big milestone. We'll be putting people in there and seeing, what's it like to be in there.
Yeah, Brian, saying that has no space will lead to Buzz Aldrin euphemistically rolling the dice with his hands in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it does. Okay, whatever.
Well, I guess the point is, this represents the outer edges of exploration of adventure, right?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
This capsule represents the hope for the greatest outer edges of human exploration and adventure. And yeah, I'm with you, Brian. I don't know if I could handle being in a space that large while you go,
3 months,
years, or months, right? Who knows where you're going? It seems a lot. It seems like a long time to do it. But
you're not going
I
to keep the
guess-
crew inside of here for, longer than a few days. If you're going to do a Mars mission or something like that, you're going to have an entirely separate crew module that would attach to it. So this is not,
So you'd actually build a you'd send up the vehicle in multiple stages and assemble it and then fly it.
Yeah, exactly. But to get the astronauts up to that vehicle, and if you wanted to send, people to, the moon or to an asteroid intercept, then you could just use this vehicle with the pressurized trunk assembly. But to go understand, a big part of Mars is, you have to store all of your food, everything else. You can only filter your water so many times before it turns into just a gray gunk that you can't filter anymore. You need, much more. I forget what the cargo requirements they say to do a Mars mission is basically the equivalent of the International Space Station. You look at the size of that thing; it's a football field across.
Yeah,
that's what you would need to be able to do that. But a big part of it is that there's so many questions to answer along the way. Is that building scaled down or scaled crew recycling systems, things like this. You need to have a way to get people into space beyond Earth orbit and to test this stuff, and we don't have that now. And we haven't had that really since Apollo. So and we're that's the other thing too. So think about it, is that nobody's had that other than Apollo. That's been the only program that's ever sent people beyond Earth's orbit. So this is the next big step towards doing that. Of course, it'll need a big rocket to push it up there to do that. I mean, this is just going to go to Earth orbit. I'd say just as if it's a mere thing that I've accomplished.
Yeah. Oh, is that all?
That's just that, guys. Please, come on.
Just a quick jaunt.
But what's really exciting about here from what we're seeing here is that on the causeway we're on, to my left is the vehicle assembly building where they put together the Saturn V's and the space shuttle rockets. You can see, numerous different launch pads here, and then you have towards the end of it, you see there's the, this is coming from the United Launch Alliance pad. There's the SpaceX pad out there, which they're working on. SpaceX is planning to do a Falcon Heavy takeoff next year, which the Falcon Heavy will be the largest with the most powerful rocket since the Saturn, who takes off. So, it's exciting to see that you have a lot of these launch pads that are being used. Not quite the way it was in the Golden Age, but the way they're going to be used now is pretty exciting now.
So am I understanding this right on the design that that little rocket at the top of the big rocket, I believe these are all technical industry terms, is the crew escape rocket? Like that's a solid rocket that in the event of some emergency, they would be able to jettison and fly off the capsule away from the rocket itself?
Yeah, the rocket on top of that's what that is. It's a solid rocket motor basically designed to, in the event that they have to do that at a certain stage within the launch, that it can go do that it can launch, detach, and separate, and then let them parachute safely, which we fortunately never had to do. Of course, when the Apollo was at Apollo 8, we too late, but that's sort of that. And that's one of the things now for the crew programs that both Boeing and SpaceX are working on, is trying to develop, much safer ways in case you have these emergencies. That was the problem with the space shuttle, is there was no you had an escape line theoretically that they could use to get away from it, but if you had some sort of cataclysm, in launch, which we saw happen, there was no way out.
Yeah.
So just to keep everybody updated, we do have no new launch time. We were supposed to launch it at 17 past the hour. That was delayed due to ground winds. They have 2.5 hours as a window to launch this.
Not that they're saying they're going to use up the 2.5 hours, but yeah, that is the theory.
But that is their window to do it at the end of 2.5 hours, which they have now basically 2 hours of. Then they would have to shelve it and try to do it another time.
So the reason they have that window, the 2.5 hour window, is that unlike, let's say, when you're trying to let's say launch the International Space Station, you're trying to hit a moving target, and if you don't hit it at the right time, you have a fuel expenditure. You have an error bar with the amount of fuel that you have to try to intercept it. Where here, what they're trying to do is it's going to land in the same spot no matter what, off the coast of San Diego, but it's time of day. You have crews out there with a boat that are waiting out there because after this thing takes off, the 4 hours that it's after does its orbit and lands, there's only a certain amount of time before that ship has to go back to port, and so you can only keep people waiting there so long. So you could have this thing take off anytime you want, but there might not be anybody there to pick it up.
So tell us a little bit about how you weaseled your way into being physically there. Like I know that NASA has a lot of outreach programs, and of course, you could sell me that you're a journalist. like how does that work?
So I came in as a space chimp. That is basically I volunteered myself for research, and didn't take that hard to convince them. So NASA has a couple programs. They have NASA, like they have the regular traditional press program with I'm looking towards the far end of here, the causeway, and you have tons of satellite trucks. And then they have a new program called NASA Social. And if you can read a bit about it, Fast Company has an article by Sue Carlin, and she actually talks to me. She embeds one of our Weird Things coverages of this. And so the NASA Social program is to reach out to people to social media. So, it's a wide group of people here. Some people who cover space news online. Some people are sort of hobbyist photographers, but who, are actively that. So it's a very, very far-reaching program. So anybody who's listened to this, you can apply. You can tell them, that you want to do this. The next time there's a launch, you can apply for it. You don't have to be with an official sort of organization. You just have to be somebody who's actively engaged in social media and interested in space.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
And prevented us from launching at 7:05 a.m. Eastern Time as planned. But no showstoppers. There's plenty of life left in the batteries for Orion, and we have plenty of launch window remaining today. We have 2 hours and 7 minutes remaining, and we're standing by to get an update from Launch Weather Officer Kathy Winters on the status.
So that's apparently NASA TV commenting that they, as we just pointed out, they do have plenty of launch window left.
Yeah, way to horn in on our scoop, NASA TV.
Man, I think they're watching DiveClub.tv. They're stealing all our material.
I guess we're stealing their visuals, so there's that. Andrew, can you explain kind of the width and breadth of the NASA social program? I've seen coverage from Boing Boing and so many other online outlets. What are some of the people that you've interacted with as part of the NASA social program?
Well, I will tell you. I'll tell you about one of the guests that we had yesterday. So we had, we were in the conference room, and the director of NASA came in to speak to us, which was pretty awesome to have him come in and, talk to us. We've had multiple astronauts come in and speak. We've had the people who are heads of the program come in and speak. But perhaps the special thing was we went over to Kennedy Space Center, and they said, the visitor center, they said, oh, we're going to have drop-in guests. And so there were multiple people who worked on it. We on the way there, early in the day, we got to go into the assembly buildings where they're going to be putting together part of SLS. You had representatives from Lockheed and other companies were involved with different aspects of it. But anyhow, the best part was we go in there to go listen to a special speaker, and Elmo was there.
What?
What? Hold on. Wait. It sounded like you said like Elmo, as in the
Elmo.
tickle me.
Elmo was in the house. Elmo was there talking to us about his excitement for the space program, talking to one of the astronauts. Elmo wants to become an astronaut too. It was pretty awesome.
And we are talking so people don't believe that they're hallucinating, because again, this is 7:35 in the morning, East Coast time. Me and Brian are on Central time at 6:35. If anybody has woken up at 4:35 West Coast time, then God bless you.
Yeah.
You mean the Muppet Elmo was there as part of the NASA social program to speak to everybody.
That's an example of NASA knows who they're talking to. They're talking to us. They're talking to everybody else. You invite Elmo to come to this, a very significant launch, because, kids watching Elmo are going to grow up to become astronauts. Elmo is actually wearing an astronaut suit, which is kind of cool. And that's, it's not a private, thing for only a few people to be used or interested by. It's a thing for everybody. Whether you're a preschooler, you're an adult, the idea is to try to make this inclusive. And I'm a big Elmo fan, so I was excited to see him. But I also really appreciated the idea that NASA said that would be great to have one of those beloved Muppets of all time, come and talk about his excitement for space because, there's going to be a kid watching that, seeing Elmo in, the NASA outfit and identifying with that, and that memory is going to stay with them, as he or she grows up and, decides that they want to become an astronaut. And maybe it happened because their favorite Sesame Street character was there. And I think reaching out that way is great. It's a long-term program.
Let's be honest, Andrew. I've watched rocket launches with you. You are going to watch a rocket launch again today, but this will be the first time that you talk to Elmo in a spacesuit, right? Like that's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, I didn't get I didn't get to talk to him. I had some questions for him, but it's kind of a mob scene.
I heard he's like that. He's very busy, selective with who he talks to.
So I'm not hearing anything else from the NASA TV feed as far as updates. How many people are around you right now, Andrew?
At this point, I guess because of the delay, people drifted around, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 buses. For our group, I think we were on 3 or 4 buses that brought us here. And this is the causeway within the NASA facilities. So this is a restricted area.
So you're indoors right now, looking through windows, right?
No, I'm out. No.
Okay, so you're outdoors.
No.
Yeah.
You're out on the elements. If you're doing that, no, and NASA.
Close.
I'll take a photo of where I am and try to send it to you. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. There you go. Awesome. So we'll get photos and sends because I'm always curious, like how close that is.
Well, I mean, just to give you a sense,
2 hours, 2 minutes remaining in our launch window today as we stand in a hold awaiting the abatement of ground winds here at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. We're at Space Launch Complex 37, the Delta IV Heavy with the Orion spacecraft on top stands ready for launch.
So
stealing our scoops again. Way to go, NASA. We were telling you. We already said you're ready to launch.
Exactly. I sent a photo. I don't know how long it'll take to get there, but you can see we're on a strip of land. There's maybe 20 feet in front of us. Then we have water. If we swam across that water, we'd eventually, we went around an island, then we'd reach another patch of land and then go there, and that's where it is. So we're at. There's nobody in front of us. I'll put it that way. There's nobody in front of us that would want to be in front of us.
Yeah, you have an unobstructed view. And is this about how close you were when you saw the SpaceX launch?
When I was at the same SpaceX launch as Molly Wood, this was the same spot that we were at. When Justin and I went to one, we were in North Dakota. It seems like from here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. How much closer would you describe this vantage point from the public vantage point, where people can just drive their cars up like yahoos and gawk at the rocket?
Say that again.
How much closer are you now compared to when we just rolled our car up and looked at the SpaceX launch?
I have to look on Google Maps or Earth to be able to tell you, but I mean, it is. Really, I mean, it's close. I couldn't tell you specifically close, but it's one of those things. I don't think I'd want to be any closer.
Sure.
It's a great spot to view it from. And again, this is where they have all the news that's covering this, other than the ones that are at the launch center itself. They're either here or they're there. This is a great place to be able to see this from. And so they give you some example to what to expect out of this. So this thing is going to launch, and then I think it's 4 hours later, it does its landing. Then, we'll see what data they get back from that. Future programs include sending this thing with crew. I think they're going to do probably try to do an unmanned, orbit around the moon, because one of the things that's hard about space is landing things back on Earth, because you come in at different velocities. You can have things that come in at, from low Earth orbit velocity versus something coming in from what you call a lunar trajectory, which is really stupid fast. And so you have to have much thicker heat shielding or better heat shielding like the Apollo did. And so that'll be another test. This is going to test this from Earth orbit velocity, then from lunar. And so that'll be, you don't want the thing to dissolve in the atmosphere. So that'll be a big test that they're going to do eventually. The platform that they want to launch this thing eventually, the SLS thing, is to give you an idea of how powerful that rocket will be. when we sent the Pioneer space probe up, it took 30 years to go from Earth to the heliosphere, which is sort of the outer limits of sort of the sun's influence, the heliosphere, right?
Right.
If we put that same payload on board the SLS when we have that rocket, it would make it to there in 10 years.
Wow. That's huge.
So when you want to talk about why people are excited, it's not just a matter of what Orion means. It's also what the platform, the SLS platform means. Instead of having to be a scientist and waiting 30 years to get your data back, you could be still, working at your university or working for
Air Force
NASA
Station
and
in
get
Florida,
that data.
Space Launch Complex 37. Winds have been right at the limit of launch commit criteria for about the last half hour after an automatic sensor programmed to detect wind speed and direction and to automatically stop the clock should there be a violation triggered with a gust that exceeded the 21 knot limit.
I don't know how fast a knot is.
You would, you landy.
I'm sad that I have.
There's every expectation that the winds will die down, and the team is in the process now of trying to determine a new launch time based on that prediction.
We have a man on the street there. Andrew, how windy is it?
How windy is it? Where we're at, I don't know. We're, obviously maybe wish fulfilling, but no, I don't think it's. Is it windy? Yeah, but that thing's like much closer towards the beach and everything else. So
yeah.
It's in a slightly different climate.
Hey, you know what? As long as we're just sort of waiting here, I'm really curious to know about some of the other characters standing around with you, because it sounds like there's a real sense of camaraderie that you guys are chatting with each other. Is there anyone you wanna introduce us to there?
Sure. I've got a science teacher right here. Do you want to answer some questions? Here you go. What am I talking to? Ryan and Justin.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Becky Stark.
Hi, Becky. My name is Brian Brushwood, and Justin Robert Young is here. We have, I don't know, a few hundred people watching on our live stream right now, and one of the things that we're really curious about is, obviously, everybody there are big fans of science and big fans of space, and understand that this is obviously a big deal that that we're testing out Orion. What drew you here? Is this your first launch, or are you an old hand at this?
This is actually my second launch. I was at another social a couple of years ago, but this is definitely the biggest launch I've ever had the opportunity to go to. Apart from being at one of the shuttle launches, which are now over, this is the biggest thing that they've been able to launch in a long time here at the Cape.
And Becky, did I hear right? Are you a science teacher?
I am a science teacher. I teach 8th grade science in Minnesota, Prior Lake.
Oh wait, so this is a big trip out for you then? You came all the way out just for this? And how far in advance did you make this decision to get stuff working out?
This is probably about 2 months out.
Wow, man! So you are really have your fingers crossed that this window works and that the winds dies down.
Absolutely. I do have reservations here till Sunday, though, so if I end up having to reschedule for tomorrow, I should be in good shape.
She's got it planned, Brian.
Took a few assurances.
Becky,
I've been down here for
how would you describe
I learned hard lessons.
a rocket launch to your students?
I don't know if you're able to hear Justin, but he asked, how would you describe a rocket launch to your students? When you get back, what's the story you're going to tell?
I've got a GoPro video up, so I'll be sure to show them that. I've never seen a rocket even close to this big, so I have no idea what it's going to be like today. This far surpasses any of the rockets that launch satellites at this time, so it's huge. This is the biggest launch vehicle that we have for potential human aircraft. So
that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, if you can hand us back to Andrew, thank you so much, Becky. It was wonderful to chat with you.
All right, thanks.
Next time we have a technical question, I'm going to hand it back to Becky because she's like way smarter about this stuff than I am.
No, it's great, and I love the fact that and Andrew, am I remembering right? It was only like a week ago that you were saying that you got in on this program, right?
No, I found out 2 weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, I got to go to the SpaceX launch in 2 weeks. I knew about this, I think, for a month. I think I bought my ticket sometime in October. But I mean, yeah, you get like a month's like turnaround time. I think you get around on the first list. They do wait lists, things like that too. I encourage both Brian, you and Just, both of you guys to totally sign up for these things to come out here because I think you would really, really love the experience. And it's not just a matter of physically seeing the launch; it's to meet the people at NASA, to meet the people behind what's going on. They gave us, a full, we got to see the different launch pads, the historic places where all these things took place from. We went to the different buildings where things are assembled. We went to the big clean room where they put together, the module, which was, rated very much like when you went to the SpaceX factory. Of course, I pointed out to NASA they didn't have any neon and a few other things that, I thought were kind of cool. I said, "Where's your Terminator endoskeleton?" They just looked at me funny.
Here, Andrew, we are breaking live news that will surely be swiped by NASA TV in seconds. That we are now at a 7:55 launch time.
Here, let's take a listen to NASA TV.
7:55 or 8:55? What was that?
7:55. So in under 10
8 minutes from now.
Yeah. So I guess, it's so funny on the human side of things. And I'm thrilled that you're doing this, Andrew, and I'm thrilled that you're telling me that I should, because I just, for whatever reason, I think, who am I? I'm just some guy. I don't, NASA taking their time to teach me about all the rocketry stuff. It's one of those things where it's like most people don't realize that they want you to be interested and they want you to experience outreach and they want to get you.
I mean, they have programs. They have programs for people from different technical skills, things like this. The goal here is to reach out to who you and your audience, the people you talk to. So, you'd absolutely be perfect for this to come out here.
Yeah. All right. Well, here, I'm going to tweet out right now.
The technical knowledge around here, I would say, you get some outliers and some in, like Becky, who seems to know a hell of a lot, and then some other people who, point sharp sticks at the ground and scream, like myself. So.
I'm going to tweet out right now that the new Orion launch time is in 6 minutes. You can watch with us live at and on the scene at
So I brought my 360-degree camera, by the way, so I'm going to try to record
this is
video.
great. So now do you do videos on that camera or just?
I am going to try to do video, yeah. It'll be very tiny in frame, so it'll be more of a symbolic.
Well, but also you'll get to see around. And what was this thing called? By the way, we're getting a lot of wind noise. I don't know if there's anything that can be done about that.
I'm trying to hold the phone in one hand and my GoPro or my camera.
Got it. You showed me this before. It is a cool gizmo. What was it again? The Mio? Andrew? Did I lose you?
Andrew might be delayed due to wind that is flying at more knots than we can handle. We are T-minus 6 minutes, and we have permission to launch from NASA.
There we go. Andrew, are you there?
I'm still here, Brian.
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. Tell us about the camera thing that you're going to use to capture video. It captures video and in a format that allows you to real time, like you watch the video, but you could look all 360 degrees. You can see the people behind you and above you and around you as this thing takes off. Right?
Yeah. It's a panoramic camera with two fisheye lenses. It shoots completely around 360 degrees in every single angle. And so it does photos and it does video. So I brought this. It takes a that full video is like a 1080p, so that one area of the screen is going to be very tiny and small wherever you see the ship or this rocket, but thought it'd be fun to try it anyways. No, you're fine. Yeah, I brought a chair, by the way, so I just camped a chair out here. So
see, this is how you know that you are a veteran of this, Andrew, because you remembered to bring a chair.
Man, so we are now under 5 minutes, and it looks like everything's still on track. Actually, no, we have a countdown now.
Nope.
3 minutes.
They said it's aborted.
Wait, what?
Our man on the street is saying it's been aborted.
Oh my gosh! Wait, can you confirm that, Andrew?
Yeah, that's what we're hearing here.
So okay, on the ground, this is up, and you know what? We heard it before NASA TV showed it. They just stopped the countdown on NASA TV.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, NASA TV. We're
stealing our scoop again.
We're rad doing your job for you.
We had it first.
Yeah. All right. That's fine. No, NASA TV. It's great. It's great. You guys are really great at launching stuff into space. We're really great at telling you what you're doing.
I like the fact that we're praising NASA and picking a fight with NASA TV for stealing all our content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, bro.
Well, we're trying to rebroadcast their content.
So we got a wind violation, which I think allows for at least one free throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Right. Okay. So we're in a holding pattern again on this.
Too many knots. Too many knots.
So I'm listening to Serial.
So we're good for another hour, 45 minutes before they finally have to shut this thing down. And we don't have to keep broadcasting until then. We can pretend that it launched, and then we can just splice everything back in.
Yeah, here. Do you want to do just one so we have it? You want to go ahead and fake a launch reaction? Let's just consider this practice.
Say it
again? But Justin wants to know if you want to do a practice run. We can just fake a launch reaction, and then we're freaking out. So
we could totally on our end here get everybody to start cheering, and we could see people running here. We could probably cause a stampede because it's that information distribution is a bit unequal.
All right. Well, here. This is what I would go.
You want to talk to some more social media people?
Oh man, that rocket! God, jeez, you're going crazy, rocket.
Look at it. It's going really high in the sky. So high.
Oh, Ryan. More like, oh, goddamn, you're a rocket. You're flying all over the place.
Ryan. More like, oh, flying. Look at it go.
We're like dragging inside a rocket.
Brian? Justin?
Yes.
Yep.
Would you like to talk to somebody else here?
Actually, yeah, that would be fantastic.
Love to, yeah.
Hey guys, do you want to talk to? We had a couple doing an inter broadcast. I just want to talk to people around here. I'll let you interview and ask the questions. Okay.
All right.
Hey there.
Hi, it's Brian Brushwood and Justin Robert Young. We're live streaming to a few hundred folks right now live on DiamondClub.tv. What's your name?
I am Rhiannon.
Rhiannon?
Rhiannon, yes, like the song.
Oh, wonderful. And what is it that you do for a living?
I'm actually a model for Home Shopping Network.
What? That's fantastic. And so,
what, you come out from Tampa?
The what?
Did you come out from Tampa?
With Home Shopping Network?
I did. I drove out from Tampa. I'm actually from Land O'Lakes area, so but we're all part of the NASA social team. So
is
had
this,
to apply for it.
Is this your first? Is this your first time to see a launch?
This is my very first social launch. It's very exciting, and the people that we've met is just incredible. Like Bob Cabana, like you don't get to meet those kind of people every single day.
What was the biggest surprise of the experience so far? Because I understand that it's not like they just cart you over and you either see a rocket fly or don't. Andrew was talking about...
Honestly, being on NASA TV was pretty exciting since considering I'm usually at Home Shopping Network. People kind of had a whole new respect seeing what I was doing with NASA. So it's really exciting. It's an amazing opportunity if you want to meet with astronauts in person and get advice from them on how to get in their shoes eventually.
So am I understanding correct? Like, were you conducting interviews for NASA TV?
No, we're not conducting interviews necessarily. We were in the NASA social meeting. We're sitting in the audience while people like Bob Cabana, the director of Kennedy Space Center, goes up and talks, and then we can ask them questions, and then we'll be broadcasted from NASA TV. So
That's awesome.
If you get chosen to be part of this NASA social, you get the opportunity to ask questions on national television. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really.
Well, and this is an early thing. What time did your day start today to make it out there? Because I assume you drove in this morning from Tampa, right?
Goodness. Actually, well, I'm staying in Orlando, so it's an hour drive out to Kennedy Space Center. I had to wake up at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And leave by like 3 o'clock in order to get here on time. The traffic was actually really bad.
At 2 in the morning?
Oh, no, it gets really congested getting out to Cape Canaveral. There's only so many roads that lead out to where you need to go.
Because, I fly fast. And got here and was in traffic at 3:45.
Wow.
A lot of people were showing up. Right now, it looks like Black Friday. There's so many people here. So hundreds and hundreds of people are lined up, and they're all in their chairs.
Do you find that you get to? It sounds like everybody's easy to talk to. I mean, when you're all there with this shared experience, it's easy to make casual conversation. Did you come with a group and you're hanging with your friends? You're just meeting people.
Actually, I came by myself, and I was not expecting this opportunity. It's a lot of people from all walks of life. I just met this one app developer. Actually, he's from San Francisco. He developed a photography app, and he has like 45,000 followers on Twitter. And then Emily is another girl I met. She has her own show. She's a host of Exploration on Fox. Just so many different people. There's another girl. She just graduated from Harvard, and she's about to become part of Obama's cabinet. And she's only 23. So it's really magnificent, inspiring people.
This is an aspect
that people from all over the world.
This is an aspect that I wouldn't have thought of.
Right.
In terms of social networking, go attend a launch and be part of this, just because you're going to meet movers and shakers from all walks of life, the kind of people who are in a position to drop everything and run out for a day to go watch a rocket take off.
Right. Well, it's a brilliant marketing strategy by choosing people from different backgrounds, because if you chose all sorts of people with, 50,000 space followers, then they already know about the Orion launch. But most of my 40,000 followers, they listen to pop music and whatnot. I used to be on the radio myself, so I have a lot of followers from that, or knowing different band members. So I'm attracting a lot of attention to Orion with an audience that would never have known about it.
So are they asking you to kind of live tweet your experience while you're there?
Yes, we're live tweeting. We're trying to, actually. With the amount of people here, the service is really bad. So everyone's
I guess that's the bitter irony. This is one of the things that they'll have to think about, the infrastructure moving forward. When you bring in all these loud voices, everyone who wants to live stream it and show their own video, and I would imagine
we definitely need some Wi-Fi out here.
yeah, exactly.
So, if you guys can bring Wi-Fi, that'd be awesome. We've got plenty of photos to share right now. So,
by the way, how great is it?
Gorgeous.
How great is it that that's the problem that we're having now? It's like, well, it's great that we're sending people and things into space, and it's great that we're going to be able to go to Mars now, but if we could just get some Wi-Fi, that would be awesome.
Right. We're actually we're all asking for Wi-Fi passwords over here. So we see a bunch of Wi-Fi. It's locked.
That's awesome.
That's something we definitely need is more Wi-Fi.
Thank you so much for chatting with us. Let's jump back to Andrew. And again, it was Rhiannon. We could see you on the Home Shopping Network.
Yes, on Corez. I'm going to be on this week from basically 11 p.m. on the 6th to 11 p.m. on the night. So if you guys are bored at 3 a.m., I'm on.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right, you got it. For those of you guys,
thank you. Take care.
You got it. For those guys just joining us,
be dialing.
For those of you guys just joining us, Andrew Main is live on location in Cape Canaveral, where we're going to watch the Orion test flight on top of, I forget which model rocket it is. What is it again?
This is the
Delta
Orion.
Heavy?
This flying like.
No. I'm sorry, but it's on top of which model of
Oh,
rocket?
it's on a Delta Heavy.
Delta Heavy.
4. Delta Heavy 4.
Delta Heavy 4, and we're having cross-stream winds. They're crossing the streams, which I'm told doesn't go well.
I've got another guest for you here from Exploration Space.
Brian, can they hear me?
Hi, this is Emily.
Hi, Emily. I'm Brian, and we have Justin here. Justin, say hi and tell Emily. Let me know if you can hear him.
Emily, hi. How are you? How's the weather out there?
It's good. It's a bit windy, which is a bad thing.
And so, wait, I just realized I got distracted and I didn't pay attention when you said your name. What was it again?
My name is Emily.
Emily. What do you do? What's your background? What brings you here outside of to see a rocket?
My background is in aeronautics and astronautics engineering. I just graduated from MIT. And I am the host and producer of a show called Exploration Outer Space that's on Fox and Hulu.
Oh, Exploration Outer Space. I'm looking it up right now. What's
right.
the elevator pitch on your show?
You sound like somebody who's very, very, very smart, Emily.
Yes. Here, I'm going to adjust. I'm going to tweak these volumes here because we get a little bit of wind noise. I'm going to boost up Justin. Yeah. So, obviously, you're smarter than all of us put together. Real quick, what is your sales pitch on Exploration Outer Space?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's geared toward a family audience who may or may not have any formal background in science or technology, so everybody can understand it. The only prerequisite is a curiosity for the unknown and for exploring outer space. And we basically go and find the coolest things that are happening in the space industry right now. And we travel all around the country and highlight the experts in this field and show everything they're working on to sort of push the boundaries into outer space.
All right,
so
Emily,
it's a lot of fun. I get to meet the coolest people.
I am not going to lie. I have my 10-year-old daughter. I woke her up to watch the launch, so she's here in studio. Here we go. I'm going to unmute her mic. I just loaded up the page on Hulu, and I heard an involuntary gasp from Penny go, oh. And then she said, press play. like she just asked me to. Penny, do you have any questions for our new friend Emily? What do you want to know about someone who travels and covers the latest of space stuff?
Do you know how they'll get the capsule back to Earth after they go to Mars?
Were you able to hear that?
No, what was that?
Penny asked, ask again into the mic.
Do you know how they'll be able to get the capsule back to Earth after Mars? So
in the future, when we have a Mars mission, have you guys discussed that kind of stuff on Exploration Outer Space?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a really smart question. Is it Penny?
Yep, yes. It's Penny.
Yeah, great question, Penny. And that's one that the community in the space industry struggles with all the time, because while it's very expensive to send humans to Mars, it's exponentially more expensive to bring them back, because you have to bring all the fuel. In many situations, you have to bring all the fuel and food and everything necessary to come back to Mars with you. So that just makes everything exponentially more expensive, because that's so much additional weight that you have to bring with you, because, hey, it's a round trip. We want to bring these humans back so we can listen to their stories and hear these explorers' firsthand experiences. So
one of the ideas to be able to do that is to actually use the resources on Mars to help us create that fuel, so that we don't necessarily have to bring all of that stuff with us. We might be able to create it once we get there, and then create the fuel on Mars and use that to bring us back to Earth. But it's a very difficult challenge for the people working in the space industry, and there are actually some people who are signing up for a one-way trip to Mars. So in one of our episodes, we highlight a company called Mars One, and they've had thousands of applicants all over the world who have signed up for a one-way trip to Mars, knowing full well that they're not going to have the funds to send them back to Earth. So there are people that are willing to go to Mars on a one-way trip and never come back, if you can believe that.
What do you think, Penny? Would you sign up for a one-way trip to Mars?
That sounds a lot like Interstellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Well, that's awesome. And so, man, what a crazy background and what a cool opportunity for you, Emily. To is this can't be your first launch that you've ever seen, is it?
No, so I was at STS 135 a few years ago. So that was actually my first launch that I saw in person, and that was amazing to see. But I've never seen a Delta IV Heavy launch, which is the largest and strongest rocket flying today. So hopefully, if it launches, we'll be an incredible sight.
That was a shuttle mission that you saw then?
That's right. It was a space shuttle mission. So I got to see it before it was retired, which is great.
Yeah, that's I just barely missed getting a chance to see that last launch. I was in Orlando during one window, and then they moved it back by a month, and then I was in Texas. Justin, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Emily, can you please explain to on our panel, we have a 10-year-old girl and a 31-year-old idiot. Why is the Orion capsule so important that you have such a tremendous coterie of people coming from around the world to come see it live, and why is it so important?
Well, this is really our first step in a long journey to sending humans to Mars, because Orion is designed to go beyond low Earth orbit, and it's designed to send humans into the outer regions of our solar system and all the way to Mars. And this is the big first test of that Orion capsule that will eventually, I mean, there's no humans in there today, but eventually there will be humans in there, and we'll be sending them to Mars. So we're really witnessing the first step in a long journey on human exploration.
So I'm so curious about how you came to host Exploration Outer Space, because of all the this is a testament to how this bizarre networking opportunity you guys all have to cross-pollinate and talk to each other. Give us a little more of your story. I mean, you look wicked smart, and this looks like a really fun, cool show.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was very serendipitous. I think that my undergrad was at West Virginia University, and as a female in engineering, I was sort of a rare commodity, and because I was one of maybe 3 girls in my program, in a 50-person class, I was the only girl. And because of that, my undergrad promoted me a lot on social media, and we made YouTube videos to promote engineering. And they really made me a poster child for engineering, which was nice. And when my production studio was looking for a young female host for an outer space show, I had the background. I recently graduated from MIT with my engineering degree, and they had seen me on camera because of the promotional activities my undergrad had done, so they could see that I wasn't a completely socially inept engineer and that I could talk on camera like a normal person, which was a nice combination of talents for them, I suppose. But, honestly, they emailed me out of the blue and asked if I was interested in hosting an outer space show, and it sounded like spam. So I didn't respond. I mean, I was like, okay. So also,
right, something like ding dong, Hollywood calling. How'd you like to be famous? We're like, whatever, get out of here.
Yeah, I completely ignored it. And then they reached out to my MIT advisor and my thesis advisor and my undergrad professors, and they all contacted me, and they're like, please connect with these people, so they stopped bothering us.
Well, and so it's got to be an interesting choice because obviously you went to school so that you could be in this field, but then you at some point you realize that you have a set of natural gifts that to do the extremely important job of inspiring our next generation of astrophysicists, and especially being female. And again, it shouldn't matter, but like I have a 10-year-old who wants to be an astrophysicist. And so it matters, and it's so important to have characters like you out there telling the stories and reminding girls that that there's a place for them as engineers and as astrophysicists.
Oh, absolutely. I think you put that very, very eloquently and perfectly, because growing up, Bill Nye and people like Neil deGrasse Tyson are wonderful role models. But young girls, it's easier to look up to someone that looks a little bit like you and maybe has more in common with you than these older guys that we're used to listening to and seeing. So if I can be that person for some people, it would be an amazing honor. I think we need more women in STEM to be able to communicate technology. And we need little girls like Penny to be able to hear stories about science and technology and space exploration from a girl so that they have more in common with those people.
Do you get a lot of feedback where people, they recognize you, or I'm sure there's events where people are like, oh my gosh, exploration outer space is my favorite thing. I never knew blank before, or it inspired me to do whatever. Like, has that started to happen for you?
Well, I have a modest following on social media. They can find me at MCalSpaceGal on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And so the people that do follow me are dedicated fans, and they're really sweet and wonderful. And
so real quick, just so we get that out where everyone can read it. Yeah, you said spell it out for us.
MCalSpaceGal, I think she said.
That's right. EMCAL Space Gal. My name is Emily Calandrelli.
Got it.
So my nickname is MCal.
That's great. Okay, here I'm going to type it so it shows up on the screen here.
Emily, what is the biggest story related to space that people don't talk enough about?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that?
It's tough because we're going through the phone. But Justin was asking, what's the most important story about space that people aren't talking about?
I think the most exciting aspect of space exploration that people probably are not aware of if they're not directly working in the industry is the space race going on right now with private companies. There are so many private companies that are investing money and betting on space exploration to be profitable in the very near future. So we have people like Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and all of these people who are investing their own money and betting on space exploration to send humans into outer space. So just because NASA retired the space shuttle, it doesn't mean that space exploration isn't happening. It's just happening in different places, and it's happening all of the time. So you hear about Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic and Export and all these people that are selling tickets into outer space for, I wouldn't say people like you and me, but maybe much, much richer people like Justin Bieber and Ashton Kutcher who have bought tickets into outer space. But, it's happening.
Penelope has something she wants to share with you.
Yeah.
This summer, while Dad was in California for his filming, me and Mom went out there, and we went to SpaceX. We checked out SpaceX and went on a tour of that. It was really awesome.
Did you have so much fun? Did you get to see a lot of cool things?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
I think that's one of the most exciting companies that's around in the space industry right now. They're really revolutionizing the way that companies build rockets, and the design of their rockets is really exciting. And their goal is to actually send people to Mars on their rockets also.
So, Emily, have you made it out to SpaceX by any chance?
I have, yeah. I have a few friends that work there that I've forced to give me tours at the facility.
One of the things that really struck me was when you walk inside, off to your right, down the hall leading to all the engineers, you see two 9-foot by 9-foot pictures. One is of Mars, and the other one at first glance looks like Mars, looks like Earth, but upon closer inspection, you realize is a fully terraformed Earth-like planet made out of Mars.
Wow. By the way, an update real quick. We have a new launch time for 10 minutes from now.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Breaking news. But one of the things that really, really struck me about SpaceX, and keep in mind, like, I'm so thrilled of your answer of the most underreported story is the commercial space race, because that is something on Weird Things we've been talking about a lot. It really strikes me what a long-term vision SpaceX has. And and again, you know, I'm thrilled however many players are in the space race. And it's not a game of you have to like SpaceX or you have to like NASA or whatever. I just want more rockets going farther into space. And in that regard, you know, we are here to celebrate NASA's, you know, achievement right now. But as far as that goes, you know, you've had a little more inside sauce with our friends at SpaceX. What can you tell me about that experience is like?
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up again.
Oh, I was just asking, you know, you have gone in deeper with the SpaceX crowd than we have been able to. What can you tell us about that experience?
Oh, I mean, I can tell you that every single person that is working there is extremely passionate. I mean, they have filled their company with employees that are more passionate about their company's mission than probably any company on Earth. Every single person there is a hard worker, excited to work overtime, and they all have their eyes on Mars. I mean, they're all excited on being the first fully privatized company to bring humans into space and then take them even farther.
Can you settle kind of a long-standing dispute? The Weird Things crowd is Andrew Main, who you met there in person, and it's me and Justin Robert Young. And every so often, we get into like really genuinely heated arguments about space elevators and other far-thinking ideas. And I made the case, I am pro one-way tickets to Mars. I am pro people just going and pioneering, and if they die alone, you know, on Mars, then so be it. That's their choice to make. Justin and Andrew feel like that's a bit of a PR disaster. And so where are you at on the one-way ticket to Mars idea?
Yeah, it's a really difficult question. I personally would never sign up for that, but I can understand people that do, and these are the people that we need to push boundaries. I think that NASA will never do a one-way trip to Mars. It would not look good. It like you said, it's bad PR. So that would never happen. I think if a private company could find the billions of dollars it takes to do a one-way trip to Mars, I'm all for it. I think that's absolutely necessary and exciting. And yes, people are likely to die on the surface, but if they're willing to do that, if they're willing to push the boundary for all of us, you know, I say all for it.
Emily, you mentioned that SpaceX has obviously set their sight very clearly on Mars. How much do you think that SpaceX and just the private space race in general have provided or have contributed to the excitement of a moment like this that is so Mars-facing?
Oh, I mean, for somebody who is one of the, you know, younger people in the space industry, I know the people that I went to grad school with and are looking for jobs right now. That's the exciting area for all of us because it's very entrepreneurial. You know, you are not blocked by sort of the slow bureaucracy of working for a government agency, and it's very fast-paced. So I think that that's really exciting, especially for the younger people in this field, and it's exactly what we needed to revitalize the space industry.
So I've got a bit, I guess, on topic. We talked about the one-way trip to Mars and so on, and we talked about the difficulty of getting people back from Mars. And, of course, all of that ties directly in with the Orion launch today because this is the capability that we're getting is the ability to go farther and farther. Have you read The Martian?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, my God. Girl, you've got to read The Martian. It is so good.
Right. I'll put it on my book.
No, you don't understand. It's a dude. Okay, and this is
the most weird things moment that has ever happened. Really, we're here. A rocket's about to launch. We're doing live coverage here for all the hundreds of people that are watching us on the internet. We have somebody who is not only capable in explaining what's happening, but also giving us a glimpse into the space industry at a snapshot. And you're going to berate her to read The Martian?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's so good. It's the opening line is, well, I'm pretty much effed, and it's the log of a guy who was thought to be dead on the early days of a Mars mission, and they left without him. And he is
wow.
and it's Robinson Crusoe on Mars with highly precise, awesomely believable scientific background. It's so good. Do me a favor, Emily. Number one, we're going to become best friends someday. And when I do, it's going to be because you read The Martian. So there's that.
Okay, well, now we have 4 minutes and counting, so I'm going to have to give you back to Andrew, but it was wonderful
all
talking
right.
with
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
That is MCal
Have a great
Space
day,
Gal
guys.
on Twitter. Everybody, go let her know right now on Twitter that you really enjoyed her here on the Weird Things live stream of the Orion launch.
Yes.
Oh, Space Girl.
MCal Space Gal. Hey, by the way, I am so thrilled at what a networking opportunity a space launch is. I never would have thought about this. Looks like we've resumed the countdown. We're under 4 minutes now, right?
Yes.
Vehicle transferring internal.
No, I'm good.
3 minutes, 50 seconds.
There we go. We got the terminal count.
The common booster core liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen tank securing
will
be started at T-minus 3 minutes, 32 seconds.
Did we just, Andrew, did it just fart out?
By the groans of frustration here, it would seem like it just...
Oh wait, do we have another scoop? Let's wait for NASA to catch up with us.
CVC propellant tank securing started. Vehicle transfer
We got another
internal
hour
complete.
this could happen in.
Phase lock secure at flight
Good
level.
news is space will still be there, guys.
Vehicle ordnance system will be armed, and the common booster core liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen propellant tanks will be verified at T-minus 3 minutes.
CVC pre-press. Hold.
Oh, look at this, another scoop.
Fuel and drain not closed. Roger. 2 placed.
ALC, hold fire on.
Hold fire on.
Verify script.
All right.
Abort.
There's a Sonny's barbecue here and truck.
Dude, typical NASA TV. Stealing our scoops.
So now, we have probably about an hour and a half left in the window here. How do you want to handle it, Andrew? Are you going to go get something to eat, and then maybe we'll tack on any footage you get on the end of this?
Andrew, were you able to hear that?
I'm sorry, you guys are cutting in and out.
We were just saying, like, how do you want to handle it? Does it sound like a big enough delay that we're gonna that we should shut down for a bit and come back later?
It's your guys' call.
I mean, I'll tell you.
I'm asking you. Sorry, because you mentioned going to get Sonny's barbecue, so I didn't know whether or not that was.
Oh no, I'm walking there now.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm kind of deeply in love with the character study of the type of people who are there around you. So far, you're 2 for 2 on everyone you've handed me off to. I'd love to hear.
Andrew, did you realize that Brian ended our interview with MCal Space Gal by asking her to read The Martian?
Well, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I ended the interview not so much asking Emily to read The Martian, but admonishing her for not having done so already.
Well, she's in good company with me. I haven't either.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Yeah, I know. Well, whatever. We could talk about The Martian, or we can talk about something else.
I think we've talked enough about The Martian today.
Four pulled pork sandwiches? Yeah.
This is Andrew live ordering 4 pulled pork sandwiches here at Cape Canaveral.
For those of you guys
pulled
wondering,
pork,
I'm bringing them back to make myself
for
popular.
barbecue lovers the world round.
you know, it reminds me back in 1997, the first time I had a pulled pork sandwich. It was at Rudy's Barbecue in Austin, Texas.
Uh-huh.
It was delightful. You know,
Pork, you might not know, Brian, comes from a pig.
You know what? It's true. The strange thing about pulled pork is that the phrase. What?
I'm going to tell you something kind of interesting. Is that in one of the NASA buildings that we went in, we're told like, hey, listen, you can't have cameras. You got to get rid of everything. You can't even have like, you know, a key fob on your watch. No electronics, nothing like this, because they have a couple different contractors there, and it's like super like, you know, proprietary stuff. So we go in there, we go past the, you know, the entryway, we go down this corridor, and we look, and there's the Sonny's barbecue.
Really?
Like, this is NASA secret. They've actually got a Sonny's barbecue hidden away inside.
So
of there.
Sonny's, Sonny's has clearance?
Apparently.
That's amazing. The fact that somebody had to clear the Sonny's barbecue employees is an amazing thing. All right, well, we're just getting word now that the reason why the last launch was aborted was a fuel issue. So, at the very least, it was not a weather issue again. So, at least that is good news.
Yeah, although if it's a technical issue with the fuel, that would leave me to suspect it might be a longer delay.
Anybody a carnivore here? I got pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh, you just bought a bunch?
I got 4. I get more. Go for it.
By the way, dude, the consummate social engineer, Andrew Main, bought 4 pulled pork sandwiches just so he could walk around and be everyone's favorite guy.
You sure? I got
I mean, I would say gentleman, right? He doesn't necessarily have to. Not everyone's hacking the system at all times, Brian.
Man, that's a great title. Hacking the system. That seems like a thing. I don't know. There's something to that.
Apparently, it's a fuel drain valve on the starboard booster. It did not fully close.
Oh, they're already eating them. I bought them for people, and everybody else is chowing them away. I see how it works.
Truly a gentleman.
Andrew now becoming belligerent because he's not getting credit for his pulled pork sandwiches.
You guys, let's call back like in 10 minutes, okay?
Great. Okay, so we'll shut down the feed for a little bit, and we'll be back in 10 minutes or so as soon as we hear from Andrew Main, and we'll be able to bring you live coverage here on DiamondClub.tv.
Why don't we go back as soon as we get like a 5-minute, we'll do that. If we get a 5-minute countdown, if we get to that point, we'll do it.
Okay, well, once we get within 5 minutes, we will do that. But in the meantime, we want to thank, on behalf of me and Justin Robert Young and Andrew Main, we hope you guys enjoyed this little slice of reality. We got to meet some people. We got to hear some stories. We got to learn.
San Francisco warm by.
What's that? Oh.
It's a wild party out there, Brian. You know, they're out there. They're talking about space. They're not reading The Martian. They're eating pulled pork sandwiches. It's just a wild. It's basically a naked party.
Yeah. Dude, MCal Space Gal was a treat. She was fantastic.
She was a real hit with the audience. You know she's a hit because somebody said important question, is she single, which is gross and weird. You don't need to ask that. That's another thing that we can not ask.
Plus she's like 23 or something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she probably, I don't know, who knows? Some people get married at like 16. You know, I ain't their governor.
I'm gonna follow MCal Space Gal right now. And I'm going to add her to my #1 list. Yeah, man. So I guess we'll shut things down here. I'll hit pause on the recording, and when you hear us again, it'll be because we're closer to the actual countdown.
Yeah.
Boom. And stop recording. And
so do you just want to be here at the ready and we'll just
I want to point out that right now, Penny's like, Dad, if we're off, I want to watch Exploration Space, and she keeps pointing at the at the Hulu that's playing off on the side that I was using as B-roll. She's like, Dad, let's just watch, all right?
Explosions in our universe.
All right, well, here, before we get into watching Exploration Space, are you just going to be here on the stream, or do you want me to stay on the stream? What's the deal?
You know, you tell me. Let's. It's tough because I always hate.
Well, let me ask you this question: do you want to get up and not be at the con until we start, or do you want to sit there until we start again? Because that would be the determining factor. Because if you're sitting, then I'll sit.
I feel like we should take a break, but I feel bad not having content on the stream because a lot of people have gotten up and joined us.
Show them Exploration Space.
No, I can't just rebroadcast Exploration Space.
Yes,
Penny.
you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
That's against the law. That's called piracy.
Aww.
You know, yeah, I think that's a good idea, Brian.
Hack the system.
Broadcast exploration. That's what I would do. I would broadcast exploration space.
Where did that voice
That's my favorite show, Brian. I said, "War that M-Cow Space Gal. She sends me to the moon."
That voice is as good as Plinkett's, I've decided. It's as imitable. It's as delightful.
I'm just saying. Well, you know, you have to wonder, there's an anomaly team discussion underway. Says a radio man in a fuel drain valve failed to close.
It says
one each for the liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen systems, and they want to cycle each of these valves 5 times, and it's not necessary to cycle the valves on the second stage. It's a different engine, and and the valves are controlled in a different manner.
Easy for you to say, jerk.
Take that,
and that
NASA.
process is underway right now. Once it's complete, they'll assess the situation and give a recommendation of whether to pick up the count or not.
We're cycling it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have plenty of time left to pick up
Cycle
the countdown. Over an hour and 8 minutes. Our launch window today closes at 9:44 a.m. Eastern Time.
Well, you're really riding the rail. We only got about an hour to go. NASA, pick it up.
How long do you think it takes to cycle 5 times?
Well, you know, first you got to cycle it once. And then you're like, hey, anybody got a pocket watch? How fast did that go? And then you say, okay, well, we'll do it 4 more times.
Okay. Hold on, Penny's got a question.
Well, I'm pretty sure it depends on the bicycle.
Cycle.
It's a good point. See, what she said was it was like a cycle, right? Like a bicycle. Get it? That's 2 times the cycle. Once. Twice, 2 times the cycle. I'm Space Captain Morgan, Brian. I'm here for you. I'm providing all sorts of space knowledge.
Have you ever been to space? You've been a lot of places, Captain Morgan.
I've been more space than you can handle, bucko. The Space Between is my favorite Dave Matthews Band song.
Wow, really?
I love it. It's the best.
How does that one go?
The space between, shut up. Here's another. I'm Brian. I'm bringing you all the news. Here's a reminder that after this 4th delay, the window for launch remains over an hour long. Remains a very distinct possibility that we'll be getting no Orion action today. That's from the Telegraph, and he's a pessimist poop pants.
Oh, dude, what would you do? What would you say to him if he was here right now?
say, hey, listen, Brito. I know you were all over there having a great time pouring tea on your powdered wigs, but here in America, we do things like get it done. Why do you think our motto is E pluribus get it done?
That's weird because that's actually not our motto.
Well, what? I guess I must have read the wrong pamphlet.
Well, would you, like, if the president came to you and said, Captain Morgan, all of our other captains have died, and we know that you're not a space pilot, but we need a captain, and you're literally the last captain left on Earth, would you go to space?
I'm not... Brian, that's the dumbest question you ever spoke.
Why?
Because of course I'd go to space. I'd go to the best of space. Here's what I would do. I would say, hey, NASA, I'm Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
2 questions. Can I go to space with a barrel that I like to stand on? I do it with 1 leg. 2, can I, while I'm going to space in my spacesuit, can you make it out of crushed red velvet? And can I have a blousey shirt sticking out from it? Because that's the way the captain rolls.
So wait, you would turn them down if they weren't able to accommodate these requests?
No. I would look and they said, no, I'm sorry, Captain. We can't do that. I would say, well, too bad, because I'm taking my services to Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and I would go to them and say, who wants to party with the captain?
Is that your sales pitch to get into space? You just walk in and say who wants to party with the
Here's
captain?
my sales pitch for most of life, Brian. I like to go to the DMV and say who wants to party with the captain, and then they say take a number, and I say okay.
You ever have somebody like?
I have more news, Brian. I'm here for you. I have more news. A fill and drain valve on the rocket did not function correctly. Standing by as rocket and spacecraft are safed.
Safed?
Yeah, it's a verb for safing things. You
right.
gotta safe it.
Seized drain valve, apparently, so the launch has been scrubbed.
Oh, no! You let the British win! I'll never forgive you, NASA. You validated their pessimism. Now they're going to be so happy watching Michael Caine films all day in triumph.
Yeah, let's. We're still waiting on any kind of official statement in that regard, but yeah.
Bob Dobbs in the chat says, "Just launch the rocket and hope for the best. What's a few $1 billion?" That's the American spirit. I love it.
I want $1 billion. Just give the rocket to me.
Well, Benny, I've seen you. Where do you have room to keep it? That's a big rocket. It's probably about as big as 2 gerbils.
Stick it in the backyard, and then buy all the land behind us with the money I get from selling the rocket.
Sounds legit.
Then finally you'll have a place to store that rocket.
that one piece of aluminum foil I didn't sell.
Well, all right, I'm leaving. Bye, it's me, Captain Morgan. I'm leaving. Bye, Captain. Bye, you jerk off. All right.
I love the fact that you feel the need to get out of character properly. There needs to be a separation.
He was there for a while, Brian. I feel like there needs to be some sort of phase out.
I'm sorry. I must go back to my home planet.
Captain Morgan died on the way back to his home planet. So this has been a weird things. I mean, we did this. But when me and Andrew rather went out to see the first SpaceX launch and it got scrubbed, I mean, this is just the process by which this stuff happens. You know, it is rocket science. It is as much art as it is science in terms of how precise it needs to be and how talented everybody needs to be to make sure that it happens safely.
And today's launch window. We need to pick up the count within the next hour in order to make the launch window, which expires at 9:44 a.m. Eastern Time today. We stand by as engineers cycle the
wait, what?
Fill and drain valves on the 3 boosters on the Delta IV Heavy rocket that you see there. There is a fill and drain valve for the liquid oxygen system on each of the boosters and one for the liquid hydrogen system on each of the boosters. And they are in the process of cycling each of those valves 5 times, a known process that has cleared the anomalies on past launches, and we will stand by to see how successful it is today.
Oh, we're back! Eat it, King George! You couldn't stop us, could you? Well, you can't keep America down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess they're cycling still.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'll just leave it on the NASA feed for a little bit, and you and I'll take a break, and we'll just leave this. You guys chit chat in the chat room and let people know that that we're. I don't know if you want to throw some music on or some crap. I don't know.
No, I would say leave the audio on.
All right.
So yeah, so they can watch that. So basically, yeah, we're rebroadcasting the NASA feed, and we'll be right here, and I'll just leave this mic off but ready to go, so I can just turn it on, and we'll be back.
Yep, same here. We'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Check in, and just somebody call me if something happens.
What?
And Penny's gonna watch Exploration Space on her Chromebook.
We remain in a hold with a little under an hour remaining in our launch window today because of an issue that cropped up as we were in the terminal count with about 3 minutes to go prior to an anticipated launch, and a command was given to close the fill and drain valves on all 3 of the common booster cores. The left and center or core boosters, the LOX or liquid oxygen fill and drain valves did not show closed when they were commanded to close, and since then the team has been troubleshooting by commanding the 6 valves, 2 for or 1 each for liquid oxygen and 1 each for hydrogen on all 3 of the boosters, in order to ensure that when they are commanded open, they show open, and when they're commanded closed, they show closed. And we're standing by for determination on whether or not this process has been working. And if not, what further troubleshooting could be done in order to launch the Delta IV Heavy with Orion today.
LCM1 is AC.
Go AC.
Yes, sir. Just to confirm with you, we have had issues with the valve cycles on the CBC port and core. The starboard is complete LH2-wise. The LOX cycles are complete on all 3 vehicles. Team is working on a troubleshooting plan to on the port and the core, and we'll provide you information as soon as we develop it.
Roger that.
So it appears that the recycle plan has worked for the liquid oxygen valves on each of the 3 common booster cores. The starboard or right-hand booster liquid hydrogen fill and drain valve is operating properly, and we're standing by for some words on the status of the left and center or core booster liquid hydrogen fill and drain valves.
Hey, I just walked back. I got some breakfast, but it sounds like that worked and then it cleared it out.
You got any gum? I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Desra, I haven't seen you in forever. How have you been, Desra? I speak with my mouth full because I am a child.
I'm gonna go back to laying on the bed until there's a launch thing.
I'm afraid to do that.
I'm here. I can hear everything, but
Okay.
I'm definitely not gonna talk anymore because I feel like my voice is gonna fall off.
Nope, that's fine. Stop talking. Wait, but you should look at that amazing sketch of Space Captain Morgan.
That I did, and it's the best.
Wait, Guy Ronan has news? What's going on, Guy Ronan? Talk to me. Don't talk to Justin. He's laying there, not talking. Dude, Desra, you do what you got to do, man. I'm excited to see you growing and developing. Man, no kidding. I'll bet. Full-time school, teaching fencing, doing magic, being a dad. That's amazing. Told you, I know. Wait, what is it? I'm not entirely sure. It sounds like Guy Ronan has like some inside sauce, but I'm not really grasping what it is. But I am grasping this delightful beef jerky that I'm eating for breakfast. Damn birds in that shot. Birds, 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 swag. That's a good one, Tin Meg. What is what is that smoke or I don't know, vapor coming out of those rockets perpetually? Like is there a certain like temperature state it needs to be in, so they use some kind of coolant or something perpetually as they're getting ready? So it's like they put the rockets in a ready state, and so part of the ready state is that they need to perpetually be cooling it. Got it. You need to keep the liquid oxygen super cold. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this is in there you have gas that is super cooled and that wants to be expand, and they have to let it leak out at a set rate to relieve the pressure so that it stays at that temperature. I'll tell you what, I can't imagine what it's like for people to plan entire trips not knowing if they're going to get to see the thing that they want to see. It's actually pretty brilliant because mammals seem to respond better to random reinforcement than consistent enforcement. And so, like, not knowing if they'll get the awesome explosion and liftoff probably makes it more attractive. Yeah, Tinvec, I'd say that's right. The fun is in not knowing. That bird. Look at that bird flying right at our faces. So long, jerk. It died.
We're standing by for a resolution to a problem that occurred during the last launch attempt earlier this morning when on the Delta IV heavy launch vehicle, as we were counting down about 3 minutes away from the planned launch time, the left end core or center common booster core liquid oxygen fill and drain valves did not close properly, and this has resulted in troubleshooting of all the different fill and drain valves on the rocket's first stage. In other words, the liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen valves on the left, center, and right boosters. And that resulted in success with all three liquid oxygen valves. Total success for the right booster on hydrogen, and discussions are still underway on the status of the left and center liquid hydrogen fill and drain valves and what kind of troubleshooting could be accomplished to ensure that they are closing and opening properly. And we'll be standing by to hear a plan. We have a little bit under 44 minutes to go in our launch window today, which closes at 9:44 a.m. Eastern Time.
No new news, kiddo. Sorry.
Is anything
Say what? Here. Here.
Are they still
Can we talk about proper mic etiquette? You got to talk into the mic. There you go.
Are they still trying to fix it?
Yeah. Well, they're clearing out their valves, right? That release. You know, they have to respond exactly the same way every time. And they're trying to cycle them 5 times, running through, to make sure that that they work. And the thing is there's only, they only had a 2-hour and 15-minute launch window, and then beyond that, they're like, we have to call it. And so we're now in the last 30 minutes or so of the launch window. Yeah. So we are waiting to hear whether or not they feel like sufficiently those valves have gotten back online.
Yeah.
Did you watch Exploration Outer Space?
Yeah.
How was it?
Good.
You only watched one episode?
Half of one episode because they're 20 minutes each.
It only has one episode?
No, half of one.
Half of one episode.
Because
Okay.
they're 20 minutes each. You
Yeah,
said,
that was the host of that show you were talking to.
I know.
Was that cool?
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, she's wicked smart. She went to what was it, MIT, Harvard?
I'm gonna go to UT.
Yeah, I liked UT. UT is a good school. MCal Space Gal is our new best friend. We'll have to get her on Weird Things.
Yeah, you probably will. Well, this is Weird Things.
Well, yes. Yeah, it's a Weird Things special event.
The special part being that we interviewed MCal Space Gal.
Yeah. Well, so hopefully the special event will be live watching Andrew watch the launch.
or maybe the special event will be watching a mission get scrubbed.
All right, LC on 1, this is AC.
Go, AC.
Okay, further troubleshooting on the port and core hydrogen fill and drain valves. This troubleshooting step will affect all 3 CBCs. We want to, given the condition that they are, go ahead and pressurize the tanks up to a target of 30 psig. We want to hold that for about 2 minutes. Then we want to go ahead and, with a vent and cycle of the fill and drains and see if they respond properly. We'll get back to a vented condition on the tanks, and ATC1 advises that this is very, in fact, it is PSN4 for the sequencing of doing this.
What does PSN4 mean?
PSN4.
And our SAR recommendation is proceed with that troubleshooting.
Roger. LC concurs. ATC1, LC?
ATC1.
You ready to proceed with the recommendation that AC has briefed?
I'm ready to proceed. We'll have a 30-second briefing here with the team, and then I'll come back on when we're ready.
Roger.
Hello.
Are you talking to them?
Yeah, I'm talking to them.
What does that mean? What are you doing? What are you singing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making a reference. That was confusing.
No, I don't really know. What are you referencing?
I'm asking you.
I'm referencing myself.
Everyone in chat.
And so a troubleshooting plan has been established that will be undertaken to pressurize all 3 hydrogen tanks, one for each of the common booster cores, to 35 psi and hold that pressure for 2 minutes with the intent to perhaps remove some slack in the fill and drain valve.
LC is ATC1.
Go ATC1.
Okay, team has been briefed. We will perform this on net 12.
Roger.
And after doing so, they will vent down and attempt to cycle the valves again. And hopefully that will do the trick, and we will be able to go for a launch attempt today.
Hello.
We still have a little bit less than 40 minutes remaining in the launch window for today. And we'll stand by for words on the troubleshooting.
They have troubleshooting? Shouldn't they get a Shouldn't they hire someone better?
Wow. I mean, they're doing the best with what they got. You don't just hire someone better for everything. I'm not always the best dad.
Yes, you are.
Not when I lose my cool.
You're right. Although Mom is the best mom.
Yeah, no, that's legit. That's totally true.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your friends. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I have a bunch of Christmas presents under the tree already.
Wait, what? How did you get Christmas presents?
I ordered them a couple of days before Thanksgiving.
Wait, oh, the presents you're giving?
Yes.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
For my Christmas list, I only put down 8 items and expect to get all of them.
That's usually not a good idea.
But I like presents. This is my pie chart of why I like Christmas. 49% is the excitement, the merriment, the happiness, the festivities and fun. 25% is the giving, 25% is the getting, and 1% is maple candy.
All right, that seems appropriate. I like your style, kid.
Elsie, this is ACM1.
LCM1.
Yeah, we'd like to have the anomaly team look at our wind placards, see if we can improve our situation based on the winds returning to the azimuth where we get in trouble.
Roger, convene the anomaly team, provide a recommendation.
We'll go.
Just launch the rocket.
Just launch the rocket already? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Wait, explain your position. Like what? You just go. Just press go.
Rocket, 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 rocket. How much time do they even have left? Less than 30 minutes?
Yeah, we should know pretty quick.
It's like, it looks like it's like 21 minutes. It's 8:09 here in Texas.
And while we're standing by for resolution of the issue that heretofore has prevented launch today, we're looking at live video from the Icona Predator unmanned aerial vehicle. It's a NASA aircraft based out of the NASA Armstrong facility in California that took off from Point Mugu and is heading southeast for the splashdown and recovery zone of Orion. And the intent is that the Icona will allow us to, weather permitting, see Orion descend under parachutes and splash down in the Pacific later today. This is our best means by which we expect to see video of the splashdown and recovery. So it's good news. The Icona is airborne. It's awaiting Orion to be airborne. And hopefully we'll be seeing some great video live from the Icona later in the day today.
Yeah. Good job, bro.
Daddy?
What?
If you could do more hacking some, can we come with you to California for the summer?
You want to come out to California?
California's cool.
What did you think about California?
It was really cool.
Like how so?
Like the climate, in fact.
Oh, you just like the temperature, the fact that it's always 70
Also the ocean was awesome.
Yeah, you'd never experienced waves like that, had you?
No.
It's pretty good.
And the beach was really neat.
Right on.
In-N-Out burgers were yummy.
Oh, had you never had In-N-Out before?
Not before that trip.
Man.
There's one in Austin, I've heard.
Yeah, no, there's a couple in Austin. They finally, enough Californians came out here that they want In-N-Out burger. Tinvec, in the Gulf of Mexico, like, no, basically. Like, we get little, 2-foot waves or whatever. Like, Penny was really blown away to experience Pacific Ocean waves. Because they're big.
And now I'm wheezing a cord through my toes. I just took it out.
Yeah, you sure are. There are people who pretend to surf in Texas, but it's always kind of sad. You don't really see them go anywhere.
Why do you surf? Are surfers coming to Texas?
Well, I mean, have you ever seen anyone surfing in Texas?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the waves are pretty tiny. You have to wait, for, like a hurricane to come in. There's always a few people who it's like a hurricane comes in and they go surfing because the waves are huge.
You mean the waves are the same size as they are in California?
Yes. Yes.
One time, we were in Corpus Christi after a storm. There was literally no waves.
Wait, everything was just flat?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, the closest thing we had to waves was like little ripples like this tall.
That's crazy. So the whole thing looked like a wake, huh?
And Callie liked it.
Callie did. Because you guys were on the bay side, right?
Well, we were in Corpus Christi.
Right.
The bay.
We
were in the bay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, the bay will get
smaller waves.
Yeah.
And Callie was all excited. The tallest waves we saw were like this tall that day. Like the tallest
that's
waves
like 2 or 3 inches, huh? Wow.
Yeah, they're like 2-3 inch waves. It was really neat. We took the opportunity. Callie did too. She played in the water.
The 7 longest surf waves in the world. What do we have here? It's not available in my country. Great. Screw you.
Yeah, we are a little bit under 30 minutes and counting in the launch window for today's attempt to launch Orion. We will have to pick up the count in about 25.5 minutes in order to reach the end of the window at 9:44 a.m. Eastern Time. We're still awaiting word on the anomaly resolution, trying to determine whether or not the team is able to successfully cycle the liquid hydrogen fill and drain valves on 2 of the common booster cores that have not been cooperative yet this morning.
This is one of the longest waves ever. Shut up. Keep going. Whatever. Anyway, it's a long wave, apparently.
Apparently it is.
Tanker waves. In the Gulf of Mexico? No.
That's like the only real surfing wave.
No. They ride along container ships.
Huh?
These are tankers. And then they
Waves?
yeah.
It's an actual wave.
So that's they surf off of a ship. They just keep going forever. What's up?
California is so neat. There's a bunch of really awesome stuff there too. Why is that?
I don't know, because it probably made him feel important. He probably feels weak in other parts of his life, and I mean, I assume. Why does anyone shout loud? It's because they want to be heard. And they feel like they're not heard anywhere else.
He was putting out spam. What? I don't understand that. What do you mean?
You just
That looks good.
some people feel powerless in many aspects of their lives. So,
I know, but why would they put out spam over
what do you know what spam is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's, well, first of all, it's like bacon and ham.
Oh no.
No,
Spam.
but also spam is like ads and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Unwanted messaging. Yeah. So it was kind of like a self-referential thing, like he was shouting,
Spam.
"Spam."
Spam. Oh, so they got the mission control.
Guy Ronan, I tried to surf. Man, last time was 10 years ago. I was able to do like a little bit of longboarding. I think I could do much better now. I think I have a better sense of, so much of it is waiting for the right, to be in the right place at the right time.
Thank you, Bubble S's.
You have to speak. Okay, Penelope. All right, let's talk about mic etiquette.
Thank you, Bubble S's.
Yeah, you speak into the top of the mic.
Thank you, Bubble S's.
There you go. You also pay attention to the in-studio monitors, and then you can hear whether or not you're being spoken.
Hello. Am I? I don't think I am.
You don't think you're in what?
I don't hear it.
You don't hear what?
What?
Okay.
I mean,
This is another etiquette thing, is that
I don't think
if
I'm
somebody's just listening, they have no idea what you just sound like a crazy person when you just respond to the chat room. So what you have to do is you have to always repeat their question and then explain it. For example, I'd say, Bob Dobbs says, "Hello, Penny." And then you give your response.
Hello, Bob Dobbs. Cancer Kills says, "Afternoon, folks," and I say hi. Bob Dobbs says, "Hey now." I say hi.
Here you go.
And Index says, "Well, hey there, Cancer Because I don't have a...
Oh, man. Guy Ronan, I'm going to have to learn how to surf. I can body surf.
I liked
You like
when
what?
we went out to the Californian waves. And
Yeah, it was fun.
Body surf.
Man, your mom was terrified.
I wasn't.
And we're standing by for some words on the troubleshooting that has been ongoing for the liquid hydrogen fill and drain valves on 2 of the common booster cores on the Delta IV Heavy rocket.
Thanks for the news flash, Guy.
Say hello, everybody who's watching this on chat. Say hello, chat room.
Don't tell chat room what to do.
I want a fencing lesson. There's
I
someone
would
who says
love
I
to
can't
learn
help
about
you with
fencing.
surfing. Oh, thank you.
Guy Ronan, man, I'm freaked out about Scam School is about to cross 1 million subscribers, and I think it'll happen in
Golden play button.
the next 45 days.
Golden play button.
It'll happen right around my birthday. It may happen on my birthday, January 17th.
And you're gonna have a TV show.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Will you have a new episode premiering there?
It'll be right around a lot of things. Okay, get this. There's a lot of things that are going to happen right around my birthday.
Can we throw you a big party?
See, okay.
You're going to turn 40.
Yes. Okay. Number one, I turned 40. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know. I'm going to get struck by a bolt of lightning or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I turned 40 on January 17th. Mm-hmm. Around that time is the last I heard when the TV show will come out.
Yeah.
We should also have the new comedy album out. Too old to talk.
And with me and Josie's picture on it.
On the cover, yeah. And then also around that same time, Scam School will cross over 1 million subscribers.
That's really.
It's like a cosmic confluence of all that stuff. It's really crazy.
We're gonna have to throw you a big party just to add one more awesomeness.
Well, this is why, like, this is, I don't know, the difference between you and me is, like, I hear all that. I'm like, that's a lot going on. Last thing I want to do is throw a party on top of it. And then meanwhile, everyone else is like, no, that's exactly why you should throw a party. Bonnie was suggesting, like, what if we rented out a room at the draft house and then maybe we could
LC, there's AC on one. Go AC. Have some new troubleshooting steps for you. We recommend that for the CBC LH2 tanks, we reinitiate reduce fast fill, refill the tanks in hope of jostling the valves enough to get them to cycle, the fill and drain valves to cycle properly. And following the fill, go ahead and do the 5-cycle test.
Roger that, and we did not have success on the last test.
That is correct. Port partial success, core no success.
Roger. LC concurs. ATC-1, LC?
ATC-1.
Are you ready to perform the troubleshooting plan as discussed by AC?
Roger. We'll perform a reduced fast fill with storage tank pressure at 25, and it will be a manual cycling of the fast fill valves, all 3 CBCs.
Man.
Roger. Proceed.
Hey, guys. Brian Brushwood here.
So with about 20 minutes left in our launch window today, the team is preparing to make one last attempt at clearing the fill and drain valve issue that has cropped up.
Yeah, I'm thinking this doesn't look so good.
Me too. What were we talking about?
Whether or not we should have a party.
Yeah, to screen your TV show? You know, room in the Alamo to screen your TV show?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Some Scam School?
Well, or something. I don't know what it would be.
Interstellar?
We could just watch Interstellar. It'd be better. It'd probably be better than my horse shit.
LD on 1.
I'll say there's AC. I'll brief the wind placard discussion.
Roger. Proceed.
Okay, team is recommending that we, with the next launch attempt, given where we are with the prevailing winds, to disable the alarm for the DLPS monitoring. We will go to a manual monitor to be performed by me. We have new constraints, which are 19.5 knots from 0 to 32 degrees azimuth, 21.5 knots between 33 and 42 degrees azimuth, and 23.5 knots between 43 and 52 degrees azimuth. And I'm prepared to manually monitor that between T-minus 4 and 30 seconds. Pull hold if required.
Roger, and one question with that AC, would I just go ahead and halt the script control for the placard set, or are we going to actually take parameter to have disabled in the alarm list?
We will disable the parameter.
Roger that. LC copies and concurs. LD?
LD concurs.
Durza? Yes. Interstellar was good.
Oh, Desra?
Desra,
yeah.
Yes.
One word review, good. It was good. It was a good movie.
Also sad.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some more movies. If you liked Interstellar, there's a couple that I think
you said
could
Gravity was one?
Yeah, Gravity would be one. You could watch Moon. I think you'd like Moon.
They're all space. Why are they all about space?
Well,
and while the issue with the villain drain valves is being worked, other teams have been off working the computer sensing system that caused 2 of our attempts today to be halted within the 4-minute mark because of high winds, and they're going to a different method of monitoring the winds with different constraints for what we hope to be another attempt here this morning. We're standing by for them to work through the items. We'll need to pick up the count within the next 13 minutes.
What's that, Ben?
Get Penny to watch Apollo 13.
Apollo 13? Do you know what Apollo 13 is about?
It's a movie about the Apollo mission number 13. That's the one where they
LD channel 1
problem, but they made it back.
Yeah, that's right.
Go LD.
Yeah.
LC at this time, please coordinate a new T0 for 14:44 Zulu, the end of the window.
Roger.
Dude, Desra, have you read
LC that one?
RCN1.
Did you read the Dreaming Void
1444
series after?
Roger and Warp.
Takes place 1,000 years
hold
after.
fire to normal.
Normal.
Timer, please set up for a new T0 1444 Zulu.
Roger.
Wait, what? Are we back on?
Oh my gosh.
And as you hear, we are going to try one last attempt today and aim for the end of the launch window with a T0 set for 9:44 a.m. Eastern Time.
T0 1444 has been coordinated and approved by the range.
Roger.
Wow. Whoa, look at that.
Desra, yeah, no, I really dug the Dreaming Void series. The whole idea of a fantasy universe and a science fiction universe both being in the same place. I thought
15 and a half minutes left in the window until launch, our launch attempt today.
They're going to try to
We're
launch.
in the 4-minute hold.
High five. I just high-fived my 10-year-old because they're going to launch.
SYS, LC net 1.
SYS.
And you have the winds parameter ready to disable at this time?
Wow.
That's the ASWMON_VIOL_S.
Desra and Easy Smoke, there's a new one in that series.
And because of our extended hold, managers are once again polling their teams to get a go, no-go for launch.
Okay, we are, the count is starting and we're at L minus 14 minutes, 46 seconds.
Roger that.
I'm going to wear that top hat and say Happy New Year when it launches.
14 and a half minutes till launch. L minus 14 minutes.
It's not an actual monocle, it's a magnifying glass. Yeah, that one's definitely a fake monocle. Bum, ba-da-dum. Are you dropping fat beats? What did I tell you? So what are you reading these days, Pen?
Comic books, as in like Calvin and Hobbes, and for better or
Comic
worse.
strip books. Are you done with? Do I need to cancel our Marvel Unlimited subscription? Are you done reading those?
Yeah.
Also, do I need to put all these comic books back in the closet? I mean, because there's definitely 2,000 comic books just sitting out.
Launch minus 12 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, but they take up space that guests could be taken out.
This is going to be my first NASA launch to see.
Oh, right on. What? Oh, that's right. You watched the SpaceX launch live.
Like the test.
And how cool was that?
With the cows.
Oh yeah, watching the cows, the vertical launch and landing.
Yeah. And the cows were like.
Bob Dobbs, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long boxes and 3 short boxes filled with Silver Age comics. So you read? Did you keep reading Hulk? Did you get to what was it? Was it World War?
Launch
Hulk,
minus 11 minutes, 30 seconds, and we're standing by for words on the resolution to the fill and drain valve problem. And meanwhile, we are counting down to the end of the launch window.
Right on.
Oh, it's gonna be really soon.
You think?
Happy New Year! That's me practicing for. I, by the way, am wearing a top hat and a fake monocle.
Yeah, she's definitely doing those things.
And I'm going to shout Happy New Year when it happens.
Yeah, Penny read through, you read all of the Iron Mans that was on Marvel Unlimited. The whole Extremis stories.
Cool. Is this top hat real or fake?
Well, the top hat is actually very real. Your mom bought it at a magic auction.
Oh,
it's made from camel hair.
Oh, this is a camel hair real top hat.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think anyone realizes how nice this top hat is. I remember I remember CJ handing it to your mom and going like, "Wait, really? Why'd you buy this?" And she was like,
"Oh, mine is LC, this is LD on channel 1.
Go LD.
LC, at this time, we recommend we scrub for today's operation based on issues we're working. So please set up for a 24-hour recycle. We'll let engineering go evaluate our configuration.
Roger. ALC, hold fire on. Timer, do not release the hold.
Roger.
Hold fire on.
Darn.
United Launch Alliance launch conductor Scott Barney recommending a scrub for today. And we will set up for a 24-hour recycle.
We're on net 1. We are scrub for today. We'll proceed into Operation 80.
Yeah,
scrub D-tank operations.
All right, beautiful people.
Order latch.
The New Year's
Reset.
has been postponed. It's a leap
Reset.
year.
TM1. Order latch. Reset.
Reset.
T-minus 4 limits are off. TM1. Pre-TPA spin off. Off. MEQ. Establish has gas scan pattern 305. MEQ, LC Net 1.
All right. Love you guys. I guess we're scrubbed.
Roger.
For the day.
Locks 1. Launch enable. Disable.
Disable.
Fuel 1. Launch enable. Disable.
Disable.
P&E. Launch enable.
Hey, man. I'm really excited that we got to wake up in the morning and experience hanging out together. I'm also doubly excited that I'm going to go back to bed. Even though it's 8:30 in the morning. 8:30 in the morning. Only I can go to bed. Yeah, man. That was fun. And you are great. And I am going to sleep debate.
Shut down hydraulic system. Roger.
Bye, guys. I'm going to shut down the feed unless I hear otherwise.
Disabled.
OSM, solid motor, SNA arm permit, safe.
Safe.
DSE, LC Net 1. Establish T4 PCM data transfer nominal per data station PCM selection item.
That's complete.
TC order enable is off. Or bus enable, disabled. ALC, establish T4 script screen.
Roger.
PNE, perform initial securing.
Roger.
OSM on pad safety panel, bypass range to bypass.
Bypass.
ALC, establish range hold fire, normal.
Normal.
Yeah. Timer 1, establish plus count for securing operations.
Roger.
SYS, LC.
SYS.
Please re-enable the winds parameter.
In work.
Will require that for detank. ECS, verify ECS ready to support detank.
Verified.
ECS, maintain interstage and LH2 tank forward skirt Jan2 purge set points until it locks Delta P, shows tank is empty.
Roger.
All my life,
MEQ, LC.
Go.
Can you verify lock pins installed and
All right,
hydraulics?
guys. Yeah, I think I will do this again
Lock pins are
tomorrow.
installed and hydraulics is in the process of being
I'm going to hang up on everyone. My guess is Justin is already back to sleep. Nope, he's here.
Aye.
Aye.
What did I miss?
Yeah, you want to do this tomorrow?
Yeah, I will likely be at King. If I'm in California, I'm down. As long as I'm not on a plane, I'm down to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, scratch that. If it's at 4 o'clock in the morning, I probably won't do it.
Oh,
but
because you'll be in California, yeah.
But if I don't know, I guess it'd be at the same time tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Space Captain Morgan is my new favorite character.
Listen, he's a hit. You know, you're. I feel like we're like also just idiots because we like sat in the car when we were going to the rental car place yesterday, and we're both just like, "Oh my god, I would just love to hear Plinkett and the Emperor just talk to each other, and it could just be two still frames of them going back and forth, and it would be the funniest thing ever." And then we're like, "Hey, Captain Morgan's like a really funny voice, and it's really funny when Brian talks to Captain Morgan." And it's like, we should just do like Captain Morgan shorts on YouTube, like, and just like,
Yeah.
like I feel like we're just dumb. Like we've just been circling around this idea forever. That like it's like, yeah, no, Captain Morgan and Brian as a comedy team. It's a fun
I'm so down with this. He goes on space adventures. He has awkward social interactions. He goes to Burning Man. He goes to Dragon Con and just chimes in on all that shit.
I mean, it's like the easiest character to do too, because like you can screw up and it's funny. Like you can just like, because he's supposed to be wasted. Like,
yeah.
Just like, I don't know what to say, Brian. I just nothing to say. My brain's not working. Your mom's a bitch.
All right, we
anyway.
should let's record a jam of that. I think that'll be good.
All right, bye guys. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if Andrew will be out there tomorrow. I suspect he will. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, hold on. No, the planned launch date has been moved to 12 GMT Friday. Is that tomorrow?
GMT. I would. Today's Thursday, right?
Okay, it is Thursday, right?
So yeah, Thursday.
So it's tomorrow's Friday. So 12 GMT. So that's
like 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
My time.
CT. So that's 4 in the morning.
That's the same time tomorrow. Is what people are saying.
So we're gonna go ahead and give that one the old fitty chance that Gerbs is gonna wake up at 4 in the morning to Space Captain Morgan. Here. If my studio computer is working, I will try to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and do it. If not, I'm definitely not going to set up. I'm not going to jerry rig something at 4:30 in the morning. That's definitely.
No, you got this.
All right. Brian, as Space Captain Morgan signer off, and if you were someone who dreams of the stars, remember, Space Captain Morgan said,